what's up? It's Breyonna. So today we are going to be reviewing another one of the Hello Kitty palettes, and we're going to be using the blue one called COCO CUTIE. And I almost used this one first instead of Pineapple Cake, but Pineapple Cake was just a little bit more unique, I thought, so I used that one first instead. But like, this one's so pretty too. It kind of reminds me of the pool. I know some people were saying that it reminds them of the beach, but like the undertones of this just scream pool water to me. Let me know in the comments down below if you think it's more of like a beach vibe or a pool vibe. But this one just, I don't know, there's something about it, it just screams pool to me. But again, if you'd like to see any of the other looks I have done using the other palettes, I'll have them all linked in the description box down below for you, because on my channel, I like to use them separately. I know some people like to put all the palettes into like one video, but I just feel like that's not giving them a fair shot. And like, what if you're only interested in like one palette? How can you gauge if it's good by, you know, using multiple? So if you'd like to check out any of the other videos, I'll have them all linked in the description box down below for you. And if you'd like to see side-by-side comparison swatches of the glowing lip balms as well as the pressed powder blushes, I have those in my Pineapple Cake video, and again, I'll have that down below. So I just pried my eyes off camera, but the first shade I want to go in with is the lightest matte in here, and this one's called Lovely Luau. And again, it's kind of like an aqua-y kind of color. This one looks like it's going to be really intense right away, but I'm going to be taking it on this brush from Colourpop. It's an E22. Again, first going to pop it in that crease, and this is going to be acting as our transition shade today. Oh my, yeah. I'm also rounding out my outer V as well as the inner third, because I kind of want to do a halo style today. I think that'd be really pretty, but I'm just going to take a little bit more on my brush. So if you want it to look like it does in the pan, you're looking about 2 layers, which I don't think is bad at all. And again, for this kind of shade, it's not acting funny either. I will warn you though, in the pan it is just a little bit dusty. It's not terrible, but you might want to just be a little bit careful, you know, not wear like a white shirt or something. Like, this one so far is just really easy to work with. Like literally I just popped it on, did a couple circles, and it's like instantly blended. Super foolproof formula. I'm really curious to see how this Hang 10 shade applies, so I'm just going to be taking it on this pinch blending brush, again from Colourpop. This is an E23. And why I'm curious is because the Rumor Has It palette acted more like a pressed pigment palette rather than eyeshadows, whereas Blue Moon acts like eyeshadows. Okay, so on the first layer, again, it's a little bit on the sheer side. It has pigment, it's just not like, it doesn't look like it does in the pan right away. Again, it's applying really nice. Like, I do not have any like chunkiness to it. I'm gonna take a little bit more on my brush and build it up. So this shade appears to only need 2 layers as well. Again, I'm just taking whatever is left and kind of like packing it on my lid in the inner third and the outer third. I guess I did the outer third first, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's blending out really nice. But I gotta say, these 2 colors together really remind me of the Rumor Has It palette. Again, I want to do a halo style cut crease today, so I'm first going to go in with my ABH eye primer. I'm just going to put a tiny amount on the back of my hand, like just barely any. And this is also the eye primer that I used today, but I mean like half of a pea, if not like a third of a pea. Like, you really don't need that much, especially when you're doing this type, because you don't need as much product. And then I'm just going to take a little bit on this fine liner brush from Sigma. This is an E10. I really like this brush. But what I like to do is look forward right into my mirror and make sure like my eyes are kind of like this. You know, like Wednesday Addams, you kind of want to make that kind of face. And go slightly above your natural crease. I'm kind of making like a half moon shape. I'm just going to take a little bit of the eye primer on this brush from Morphe. This is like a really big shader brush. I used it to apply my eye primer today. And I don't need anything like precise either, because again, we're just filling right underneath that line. I'm just kind of using whatever is left on the brush and kind of like feathering it out a little bit on the edges. And trust me on this, it's going to look real rough for a second until you get the shadows applied on top, and just trust the process on this one. So now I'm just going to go in with this like bluish shimmer shade. This one's called Bay Breeze. I don't know, I kind of wanted to go in with Shaved Ice, but I thought, you know, maybe the blue in with the dark blue in the crease will look a little bit better, so I'm just going to go in with this one and see what happens. Again, I'm not going to apply it wet, I'm going to apply it dry. Lately, I've been just really liking my shimmers dry instead of wet. I know so many people like them wet because it gives them more of like a metallic look, but applying them dry first, it's just so much easier to work with. I feel like I just get a little bit better of a blend too. But I'm going to pack it on in the outer third of my eye. Ooh, that is really pretty right away. And I'm going to be leaving the center blank because I want to apply that other shimmer there in a second. But I'm just going to be applying it on the outer edge and then the inner third, and leaving the center blank for the other shimmer in a second. But again, these are really soft and buttery with the texture. They kind of have like that wet metallic look to them too. They're not like that glittery kind of shimmer. They have like that wet sheen kind of vibe. But it's gonna look real funny for a second until we kind of like finesse it a little bit. And now I'm just gonna go in with this teeny tiny little brush from Lavish. I'm just gonna take a little bit of Hang 10, that deepest blue, on it, and lightly pack just a little bit of it on the edge, on the outer edge, to kind of blend it into the lid. So far these shadows have been really easy to work with. Like, I've had absolutely no issues. And sometimes when I do a halo style, they can be a little bit funky to work with, especially the shimmer on the lid into like the deeper shade. But I mean, the blend I'm getting so far is really nice. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing in the inner third. Just pack down a little bit of Hang 10, not too much. And then to make sure that we have a really good blend, I'm just gonna go in with whatever is left of that shimmer on the brush and kind of like finesse it. And then for the center, of course, we're just gonna go in with the last shimmer on the palette, and this one's called Shaved Ice, which is a really cute name. I honestly haven't had shaved ice in so long, but I'm just gonna be taking it on a different little shader brush. And I'm just going to apply it to the center of the lid. Oh yeah, this one definitely has that like wet sheen type of shimmer to it too. That's really cute. Again, it's kind of like an aqua-y kind of blue. Almost has like a little bit of like a green undertone to it. Honestly, like when you look at this palette, like this is the matte version of the same shade and this is the shimmer. And it's the same with the blues too. Which is kind of nice, especially if you want to do like a 2-color kind of look, or if you want to do like, you know, one of each or something. I think it's just kind of a little fun little vibe. So I just did my face makeup off camera, but I want to do the lips next because I don't know, it just looks really weird right now without them. But I'm going to go in with the Lippy Scrub out of the collection first. I didn't use this in my first video, I forgot to, because when the eyeshadow broke and got on the floor, I just put this aside and then I forgot to use it. But oh, the packaging just looks super cute. I mean, look at that. It's kind of like pineapple yellow. And let's see what this smells like. It kind of smells like, I don't know, it's like pineapple, but like coconut. Let's see. I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. And this has like this almost like creamy texture to it. It's not like a gritty little lip scrub. Because I feel like the original formula was like almost like too gritty to the point like the oils didn't get in it and it just got really messy. And their new formula isn't that way. It's a very gentle formula too. Yeah, it's kind of like pineapple, vanilla, and coconut. And like the coconut part doesn't overpower the pineapple. It's very, very light. It definitely smells more like pineapple than anything else. And I might be disgusting and try it. Oh yeah, like it's really not like overwhelming at all. And it does leave a little bit of like an oily residue after, but it's not like a thick oil, it's very thin. It kind of feels like a lip balm in a way. Then for lip liner today, I'm just going to use this one again from Colourpop. This is from the Barbie collection, and this one's in the shade Golden Beach. Just a nice warm tone nude. And then for the glowing lip balm, I'm just going to go in with the one called Fun in the Sun. It's kind of like the warm tone nude kind of color. Oh yeah. This is one of those shades I could see myself literally wearing like every single day. And this one's just like the other one that I used. It has about a medium pigmentation to it. And it almost reminds me of the Creme Luxe lipsticks or the Lippie sticks in the Creme formula. It doesn't really feel like a traditional lip balm. At first when I saw the lip liner with the look, I wasn't like fully into it, but after putting this on top, I really like the two together. So now let's work on the lower lash line, and I will warn you, this is one of those palettes you do want to do your eyes before your face because it does have some fallout to it. But I'm first going to go in with Hang 10, that darker blue shade, on this E29 from Colourpop. I'm just going to run it right underneath my lower lash line, and I'm skipping the middle. I'm leaving that blank. You can see I just have like a little bit of fallout, like it's not too much, but I would just definitely do your eyes first, just so it's easier to clean up. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of lovely Luau and go out right underneath smoke it out. And again, I am leaving that center blank. And then for the center, I'm just gonna take a little bit of shaved ice and pop it right in the middle, just to help match the top a little bit better. So for the inner corner highlight, I'm just gonna go in with the Super Shock Shadow in Ice Dream. I really like this one. It didn't launch with this collection, but I don't know, I wanted something really fun for the inner corner. And since we already used shaved ice, I didn't want to play it up in the inner corner too. I thought it would be a little too much. And also I want something a little bit brighter. You could also use your favorite highlighter too. A blue one or like a yellow gold would look really cool with this look. And I'm just going to be taking it on this little pencil brush from Colourpop. It's an E28. I'm just going to pop the smallest amount in the inner corner just for something something. Oh yeah, that was a play. That looks really cool. I'm just going to take a little bit more on my brush just to make it a little extra pop in, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, like that brought it like all together. Like that just looks super cool. And then last but not least for blush, I'm just going to go in with the one called Island Shine, and I really hope this one isn't super intense, but I'm going to be taking it on this F31 from Colourpop. I'm going to tap it off a little bit and maybe that'll help. I'm going to first apply it maybe in like the middle of my cheek, and then kind of work it out. Oh, that's not bad at all. Again, I feel like this one's a little bit more on the buildable side too, like the Neon Coral one was. Oh yeah, this look is definitely reminding me of like pool water in a way, but let's talk about the palette and let's go over the formula. And to me, the mattes in here are a little bit more on the buildable side. Again, they didn't give me any harsh lines or any issues. And I would also say that this deeper blue in here is actually very beginner friendly because it was not hard to work with at all. And I will say though, comparing it to the Pineapple Cake palette, this one's a little bit more on the buildable side. Again, you're looking about 2-ish layers to get it to look like it does in the pan, which I don't think is bad at all. As for the shimmers in here, they are super, super pretty on the eyes. Again, they have like that softer formula to them. They're not like super crazy soft where they like crumble in the pan, but they just have like this nice kind of like softer feel to it. And also they have like this really pretty wet sheen kind of vibe to them too. They're not like a glittery kind of shimmer. As for the Lippy Scrub, I think it's really cute. I'll be honest though, this is one of those products I don't really gravitate towards all that much. It's not because it has a bad formula, I just don't really use lip scrubs. I know a lot of people are really into them, but for me personally, I always just forget to use one. But formula-wise though, I actually really like how it feels because it's not like one of those like thicker, like super gritty lip scrubs that gets messy and gets everywhere. This one actually kind of has like this whipped kind of formula to it. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I didn't take off the second cap. But it has just like a little bit of like almost like stickiness to it. But with it having that like creamy formula with a light amount of grit, I didn't have any problems with it like over exfoliating my lips or making them really like raw to the touch. Because sometimes I feel like lip scrubs, since I do have sensitive skin and lips, they can almost like irritate them, and this one did not do me like that. And once you wipe off the grit, or if you're like me and you eat it, I don't know if that's bad or not. I just like to, because I mean these taste usually really good, but it leaves like this nice light lip oil kind of like consistency after. It's not like a heavy oil. And with the oil, it's very hydrating, and it also did not mess up my lip liner. As for the glowing lip balm in Fun in the Sun, again, I can see myself wearing these almost every single day because I just love the formula so much. It kind of reminds me of like a creme luxe lipstick or a creme lippy stick if you've ever used one of those, because it doesn't feel like a normal lip balm because it's just a little bit more creamy than that. And also most like tinted lip balms, they just have a very light amount of color to them, whereas this one to me has like a medium pigmentation. One thing I really appreciate about these though is that they do not get on my teeth, because normally really creamy lip products always end up on my teeth and they look like a hot mess, and it's just such a pain to wear. And last but not least, we have the pressed powder blush in Island Shine, and I will say going into this, I thought this shade would be a little bit brighter than it is and a little bit more pigmented, but it definitely has like that medium buildable formula to it, which I really appreciate with the pressed powder blushes, because again, sometimes they can be a little bit too pigmented and they're just a little too much on me, especially with me being so fair. But I really like this shade, and I think it's a brighter pink that's just very fun for summer. Again, it's not like super intense either. So when it comes down to it, would I recommend these products to you guys? Honestly, I think they're all really nice, and I've had absolutely no issues with any of them so far. Like the eyeshadow palette was really easy to work with, and the lip product was really nice, and the blush had a really nice amount of pigmentation to it. The only product I'm a little bit meh about, again, is the Lippie Scrub. It doesn't have a bad formula, it's just something I don't really reach for, so I would personally probably pass on this. But again, if you are into lip scrubs, it does feel really nice and it did not irritate my lips. So I just wanted to show you guys what COCO Cutie looks like next to Rumor Has It, the 5-pan palette. And I'll be honest, I don't think you would need both in your collection. Rumor Has It does look a little bit more on the purple side, But again, I just feel like they have a really similar vibe to them. Out of the two though, I definitely prefer COCO CUTIE. I think the formula is so much easier to work with, especially if you're a beginner, because rumor has it, to me, acts more like a pressed pigment, and it just is a little bit more finicky to work with. So out of the two, I definitely recommend getting COCO CUTIE. But yeah, so in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this look, and also let me know which palette I should use next. But as always though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and also give this video a like. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram or TikTok, it's at Breyonna as well. Now I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!